what's up, everyone? Thanks again for tuning in tonight. Welcome to Tales from the Casino Pit. This is a podcast where we talk about different stories within the casino industry. Now, here are your hosts, Jay, John, Mike, and Danielle.
Heyo.
Hello.
Hey, Mike. Welcome to our special episode of Tales from the Casino Pit. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Jay. My co-host on this special episode is...
I'm Mike. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Taking me along.
How's the brisket?
It's coming along.
Nice. You ready for some hockey, eh?
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully tonight.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Guys, it is May. It is playoff season. So just a reminder to all of you there, if you don't have those playoff flags, make sure you get them. And for those of you that do have those playoff flags, don't roll your windows down while you're driving down the highway. That's it. That's it.
Good advice. Solid advice.
Yeah. Don't ask me how I know that now, but yeah, maybe I do. All right. Okay. Anyways, so a quick hello before we bring out our special guest. We're streaming on 3 platforms right now. We're streaming on Facebook. So hello, everybody on there. The Casino Industry Canada group. Hey, welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying your Victoria Day long weekend. I believe that's what it is.
It is
and
Victoria Day.
Sweet. And to the Casino Dealer J YouTube channel. Thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks for jumping on today. You guys are the goodest. Yeah.
The goodest.
Right. The goodest.
The
okay. Anyways, moving on, Mike. This is a special episode. We've put the filter on so that only good-looking people can access this episode. So if you can see this episode, congratulations. You made the cut. So last month we had April from, last month in April we had Kelly O from Las Vegas talking about her experience as a Vegas showgirl. Man, she was awesome. Like, she was a gem. So let's stay in Vegas this week. And let's bring in our guest. So he is the executive director of the CEG Dealer School and the president of Casino Quest. So welcome, Alex Kim.
What's going on, everybody? Hello.
Welcome. A big welcome, Alex. We're excited to have you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, hey. Got a little echo, Mike. If you can turn your volume down.
Oh, sorry.
While we're fixing that, there's some people in the chat. Yep. Oh, yeah. I sent out a little ping to our Discord community. So
Nice.
I really wanted to save that till the end, but yeah.
Oh,
hey.
It's okay. I'll do it again at the end. No problem.
Okay,
that
good.
Complimentary.
Because we wanted to like bring it up to the point where we kind of like peaked and then hit it.
Sure. No problem.
But we're starting off high now, so we kind of want to just keep the energy up. So
no problem.
All right. A couple other comments. Yep. Hey, Joey. Joey is from the UK, so that time change is crazy, bud. I don't know what time it is over there. Should probably be in bed by now, but working today, watch tomorrow. Thank you very much. Look at this. Is this going to be your episode the whole time? Just a bunch of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of memes in our community. That's one of them. So
I like it.
Well, Alex, hey, thank you so much for joining this episode. I totally appreciate it. First off, congratulations on the opening of your Casino Quest location there at Fashion Show Mall. How's it going over there?
it's going pretty good. It was a lot of stress. I think I probably gained like easily 20 pounds. Me, David, Timmy, the whole team, everybody. I mean, it was a whole group effort. So we're open now. Now we're just slowly just chugging along.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's good to hear. I love that mall. Mike, I don't know how many times you've been to that mall, but
a few, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, while we're talking about that, I just wanted to show something quickly here. This is the only time I'm going to be wearing this, but this is just for our special guest.
Nice.
Talk about a crescendo, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My wife also bought me these for Christmas, so just
very
want to
nice.
let you know that. You know what? I don't mind that team. That's actually a really good team. Especially, last year when they were actually in the playoffs here in Edmonton during the bubble, they were actually an amazing organization because they were getting pizza for all the people in the homeless areas there just behind the casino. Yeah, man, it was pretty sick. So I love them. They're great.
Yeah, no, being born and raised here, this is actually like the first team where we actually feel like everyone, because everyone usually moves from somewhere else, like East Coast, LA, everywhere, and so to actually have like a team where everybody feels like this is their team, so
Yeah.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and they're a great team. Like honestly, just all around great team.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I haven't been too long of a hockey fan. Like my best friend, he's been playing hockey like like just Sunday leagues, like rolling around the ice rink like every Sunday. Like me, I've only been a hockey fan for 4 or 5 years, but I love it. So best
Yeah.
sport.
How are the games in the arena?
It's loud. It's pretty loud. It's pretty boisterous. I mean, it's a good time. I would tell you, like the sound system that they have there, it's fantastic, and the tickets. Like pretty much every seat inside the arena is actually quite nice. So
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
that's
yeah,
pretty awesome.
they got a marching band at the top row going off like in between plays and everything. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I've seen those guys because they go around the strip too, right? And they play.
yep.
Yeah.
Before the game, they're downstairs and then they're upstairs. But like I told you guys, anytime you guys want to come down to Vegas, man, you guys want to come to a VGK game, I'll take you guys, no problem.
We're in.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Done.
I'm also a hardcore Raiders fan. Yeah,
Oh,
back in the Oakland days, the Derek Carr days when he was a rookie. I felt bad because like when we were working on the ships, I was a David Carr fan, like so his brother, right? He ended up getting drafted by the Texans and then he sucked. So then I felt bad. So I don't know. Fresno represent. That's all I got to say. So they're gonna win this year. But yeah,
I'll
I
tell
don't
you
know.
what.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, the new stadium's pretty nice. We call it the giant Roomba because that's what it looks like. Like the Roomba vacuum. Like
Yeah.
That's what it looks like when you drive past it. It's like the big giant black Death Star. But the new stadium looks nice, and we're hoping that things can turn around here with the Raiders now in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh man, I am so excited. That's one thing that I need to do before I die, and just head over there and watch a game.
Yeah,
A good one.
I have a couple friends that have season tickets too. I'm not sure what my schedule will be like for the football games, but if you do need some tickets too as well for that, no problem. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
I am so.
Juice.
I'm
We're planning
so
this
happy.
trip. We got to plan it right so we can get you.
Yeah, I know.
get
That's what I'm
you-
saying. You got to time it so there's a hockey game and a football game together.
Right.
Oh, trust me. When that border opens, Mike and I were just gonna drive down there, and like
There you
we'll
go.
just be like right outside your door there the minute
Yep.
The minute
No
you let
problem.
us know.
I mean, we got a couch here at the mall too. Worst comes to worst, it's like a part Airbnb here at the mall too. So there you go.
That works. That works.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Bob, Fresno represent. Thank you very much. Actually, my family is more in San Francisco and Fremont and Hayward, but around the Oakland area, I have some friends there too. So
Okay, cool.
yeah. Sorry, Alex. Everything is the sound is okay here. You can hear
Yeah.
everybody. Okay,
Everything's good.
cool. And you're okay answering questions from the fans.
You can give me anything.
Ooh. Ask Alex anything. Oh.
Yeah, just be careful because some of the people in our community are here. So you might have to pick and choose some of the questions, sir.
Oh, that's funny. Couple comments. Just lurking. Dave says that couch contains the souls of 1,000 degens.
It's true.
So a regular casino couch then, right?
Yep.
Joy says 9 p.m. Also, degen piece of. Anyways, CGI CQ on. Awesome. Sweet. Okay.
Joey 501. Hello, sir. There you go.
Mike, did you want to start with a couple of questions?
Yeah, you know what? Sure, I've got one here. I wrote it down here. But Alex, for the viewers first seeing you, can you tell us maybe a little bit of where you got started and where you broke into the casino industry and how your career evolved?
So I'll give a little bit of background. So my parents, my dad, you might have heard of the meme. You might have. His name's Charlie Kim, and he immigrated here from South Korea. He came here in the 70s. So he came here in 78, established here. He's in the casino business, worked his way up throughout the casino business, ended up becoming a VP, vice president of casino marketing for Wynn Resorts. And so basically my family, my mom, she's a high limit dealer at Caesar's Palace. My parents, family, they're all in the casino business. So lo and behold to me, I'm 34, dropped out of UNLV, ironically. I went to college for accounting, dropped out, went into casino business, decided to become a dealer, broke in at the Gold Coast, and that's where I started. Worked at the Gold Coast, which is a local casino not too far from the Strip. And then 2 years later, went to work at Encore when Encore opened, and ended up at the Cosmopolitan Las Vegas and worked at the Hard Rock for a little bit, and then started CEG Dealer School.
Man, that's
Awesome.
That's amazing. Okay, let's get on to a couple comments here. What is the best casino game and why is it Andar Bahar?
Have you heard of the meme of Andar Bahar?
Can you, yeah, so for the Canadians that are just meeting you for the first time, could you please explain Andar Bahar and why it's so awesome?
So if you have ADHD, it's basically a 52 deck of cards, and it's kind of like Baccarat and Casino work together. So the dealer pulls out a card. Let's say it's the Queen of Hearts. You're basically betting which hand is going to get the Queen first, Andar or Bahar. And the thing that makes it fun is not just the main game, but the side bets. So if the dealer actually runs out the shoe, which is 41 to 49 cards, it's 120 to 1. So that's the biggest thing that's the most addicting is you trying to put a couple bucks and hoping that it actually runs out the shoe to get that 120 to 1 payout.
That's so hilarious.
Wow.
Yep.
Our religion.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of your clips there with a couple of big wins, so
Yeah. Yep.
must be pretty intense.
The dopamine rush.
Bob asks, Alex, what do you think about sports betting being legalized nationally?
You know, David, Trent, all of us are kind of, our philosophy is the fact that sports betting is already going on everywhere. You know, there's always somebody that you know that's already a bookie anyways, right? You know, you've always heard these different stories. So for me, I'm actually very excited that sports betting is being legalized in all these different states because now it's an actual place, actual establishments, real business. That are actually, you know, these actual companies that are actually, you know, putting up these sports bets. So I think that it's fantastic. And I think it opens up the world for gaming for everybody here.
Mm-hmm. Mike, how do you feel about that?
No, yeah, I agree with Alex. I hope Canada's on the same path. Really, I mean, everybody does it. We all know where to go. We all know what to do. So, I mean, why not open specialized places or entertainment facilities that, you know, cater to that? It's a huge market and it's great for entertainment.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like it's got to be regulated, taxed, you know, so the government makes that income. I think that's the biggest thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
No, in Alberta, it'll be heavily taxed. So,
Yikes.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. And I think you guys actually mentioned it in your podcast before, but I mean, it's about keeping the money in the state or in the province, right? Because right now, you know, I could go to Sportsbet, Sports Interaction, you know, and I can place my wagers there and the money doesn't stay in the country. It doesn't stay in the province. So yeah, I mean, our gaming system here is a little bit different. It's kind of broken off into different provinces and, you know, the way they regulate it it can be like night and day sometimes. So yeah. Okay. Let's go here. Dave says Johnny Kim.
Oh gosh. Do you know who Johnny Kim is?
Nope.
So Johnny, it's Jonny. So one of the memes inside our community is the fact that like I dropped out of college, decided to start a business, whatever. I didn't follow like the normal path. And so Johnny Kim is this astronaut, Navy SEAL, doctor. He's like three things that like it's already difficult to get. So if you Google him, so that's like one of the memes where it's like I should have been like Johnny Kim. So
oh, I see. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go back to that because I'm also a second generation dealer or casino employee. Not so much a dealer anymore, but you know, being second generation, was there a lot of like I don't know how people kind of reacted to you just being like the son or the little brother of somebody. How did that affect you like in your career?
So yeah, I mean, when I first started in the casino business, it was always, hey, it's Charlie's son, all the time, Charlie's son, Charlie's son, Charlie's son. And obviously, as we've grown CEG and Casino Quest, it's no longer Charlie's son. I became Alex. So I think that was that was like the other part too. Is like, obviously, you don't want to do anything to affect your father's reputation, right? You don't want to like mess up the reputation that he built up being a VP here in Las Vegas, but the other part too is like just trying to break out, trying to be yourself, that was the biggest thing, trying to be me, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know that feeling for sure. And I think it took me like 10 years to shake that off because, my brother was like a manager and was always just being the little brother. And I was like, oh, man.
Oh, so you were the little brother. So like, yeah, of course, they're always comparing you to him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, always.
Yeah. Of course.
Still is a little brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's not in the industry anymore. And I think
that's true.
It got like, when we were managers together, Mike, it was a lot easier because like he wasn't there anymore. Right. And it just took some time. And then people didn't like the people that started, you get through that whole cycle. And then when you get the new people that come in, they apply, they just see you as, hey, he's the manager, not X's little brother. Right. So I think that's the kind of the thing with that. It just took a lot of time. So anyways, Alex, this is our universal Paigao Tiles champion of the universe right now. His name is Rob. I think you know him. But he says, can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
And how was your last session of Andar Bahar?
Andar Bahar wasn't too bad, but problem is I've been switching around different games lately. I've been doing a little bit of everything, but Andar Bahar is still my favorite, hands down. And Robert, just to let you know, I'm gonna try and get it here in Las Vegas. I've been poking casino managers nonstop about it.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully Hawaii, the weather's good over there. It was snowing here a couple days ago, so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, in May, right? Jeez. Okay, there's a couple. There's a couple questions. I don't know. Nuru?
Gosh. Just
what
pass.
What is that? Okay, pass.
Pass. We're trying to maintain some sort of professionalism for your podcast. I know you're trying to maintain a standard here for you. Okay, so I don't want to go off. So,
all right. Online gambling's on the forefront. Soon regulated casinos will be doing when it comes legal. How do you feel about it possibly enabling people more?
I think one of the biggest things that, as much as I joke around online, Mr. Canadian DJ, aka Dave, I think the biggest thing also too is just responsible gambling. The biggest thing, we try to promote everybody, like our YouTube channel, like our videos and stuff like that. Like the title might be sort of clickbaity, but we tell everybody all the time it's try to promote realistic expectations. That's one of the things we promote here too at Casino Quest, realistic expectations. You can't go to a casino and get turn $100 into 12x your rent money or whatever it is. I think that's the biggest thing is as gaming starts expanding to all these states and all these different places, we have to really truly spend some money and reinvest into actually promoting responsible gambling.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I think Alberta has come leaps and bounds from where it was when we first started, but they have a lot of programs now that are beneficial to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got a lot of comments here. Okay, Dave asks, which casino did I work for? I worked for the Palace in West Ed. I've worked for 7 casinos, but I ended up working on the ships for Celebrity. I did a contract there, and most of my time has been in Edmonton, but I've also brought in craps in Grand Prairie for a little stint there, and I brought Paigao Tiles to Vancouver. So that was a whole ton of fun. I love those casinos. I was working once a month in one, but all the casinos here in the majority of the casinos in Canada are now closed. So we're just waiting to be reopened right now. I think, Dave, you know that. So, yeah.
Yeah, Dave lives in Toronto.
Yeah, so the East is pretty bad right now. But yeah, we're no better. Actually, we're kind of worse. BC hasn't even opened at all, right? So we had one reopening, and it was good. There wasn't anything major that happened, and then they had to close it down again. So we're just waiting again to go back to work. So, all right. Um, Alex is beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Kendo. Ken Bogus.
Try to get back here. Okay. Love you, Daddy Alex. You got this.
Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Texans fan.
I'm not sure how this is going to translate onto a podcast. I mean,
Yes,
just
I
saying
know.
some of them.
That's what I was saying. Pick and choose your comments, Jay. Just click through.
Choose
Well,
wisely.
I mean, half
Yep.
of them are this, so it's like,
Yep.
oh, yeah. So yeah, Atlantic Canada casinos are open. Yeah, so the West is still closed. Yeah. Okay, Robert asks. Oh, sorry. Robert says, "Look at gambling money as entertainment money. Don't gamble with money you can't afford to lose."
That is
Yeah.
correct. Yep.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Rule number
Mr.
one.
Robbie. Rule number one. Entertainment.
Yeah. I had a question last week to the panel, and then I'd like to ask you this question.
Sure.
You know, Vegas is so entertaining, and they've got a lot of different variations of games, and they kind of have different environments depending on where you go. The party pit is a major thing. We tried doing variations of it here, but for you, like as a player, not so much as a dealer, what does a party pit have to do for you to go there and actually play in it?
So for me personally, I would never play in a party pit. So for me, it would be nothing. So the reason why I say that is because a lot of times the party pit, the house odds are terrible. Blackjacks pay even money or 6 to 5. It's an 8 deck shoe. It's a continuous shuffling. You know, it's all these different things because obviously the tourists don't know any better. And you know, even though we've trained party pit dealers at the school, we help train the circuit dealers over there for the opening. But for me, it's just like if I ran a casino, me personally, or you know, like as a patron, I would not play in a party pit personally.
Good answer.
Okay. So then what if I had like a 4 deck shoe and made it 3-2 and would it entice you, or is there still something missing from a party pit?
I think you know, I think the biggest thing, like me and David joked around, like you know, like our new meme right now is like 3 to 5 years from now, we might try to operate a casino or own a local casino here in town. That's like our new dream, you know. And I think the biggest thing for us is like dealers with personality, you know, skill dealers, and also showing the dealers a good time. I mean, showing the patrons a good time. That's the biggest thing for me. I don't feel like we have to have TNA per se. I mean, obviously, you know, it's nice to look at, but you know, for me, it can only get you so far, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Alex, we've talked about this lots on the show and the casino industry now compared to when we were dealing. And we've noticed a big change here where we are. About you know, dealers before had some personality. They were great with players, and we brought in a lot of people. And now they just kind of seem robotic, no personality, very very mechanical in their dealing. Have you noticed the same thing in Vegas, or?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I think the problem is that with the casinos, they're so short-sighted because of the fact that they're just trying to go quarter to quarter so they can get their bonuses, right? It's not about the long game; it's all about the short game, you know. And so for them, it's like I think part of that dream is for us to have like a casino where, guess what, the 2 and the 12 paid triple on the field. There's 3-2 blackjack on a double deck or 6 deck shoe. You know, like cheap roulette, no 000 roulette. You know, all these different things, like the prop box, instead of 15 and 30, go back to 16 and 31. You know, there's all these different things where it's like people want to come to Vegas, or you know, people want to go to the casino and have entertainment. They don't want to go there and just get absolutely pounded and milked. You know, okay, great. You know, especially with Las Vegas, you know, you come to Vegas and then you just get absolutely destroyed. It's like, okay, well, you're not really as excited to come back to Vegas. You know, I think the biggest thing is for casino operators to actually let people win. As crazy as that sounds, you know, I think that's the biggest thing is a lot of these, like, that's like the other thing too, with the training, to answer your question, Mike, to answer your question, you know, and they're just hiring just lumps, right? They show no loyalty to good dealers and good staff, and keep, you know, less turnaround. It's just a whole, you know, it's a whole full circle.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys know too, casino managers. I mean, it used to be back in the day. I don't know how about you guys, but at least in Vegas, casino managers used to be there forever, right? Like
Yep.
it almost was like a 10, 15-year tenure. It wasn't just like a 6-9 month turnaround of constant, new casino managers coming in. They don't perform the quarter, they're gone,
Right.
Yeah. I am. I don't want to go on that tangent because I'll probably start ranting. So I'm just gonna.
Well, I'll just tell you this, Jay. What I want to do is I want to bring back old Vegas, and I'm sure that's kind of how you guys feel, where it's like hospitality, doing things the right way, treating customers the right way. What I'm saying, I think that's the one thing we can all agree on. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure,
Absolutely.
100%.
There we go.
Okay, so just to add to that, there is a question from one of the viewers from before of all the casino eras that you're a part of. Which era was your favorite, or which era would you want to work in?
Even when I worked at the Wynn, I enjoyed working at the Wynn, working for Steve Wynn. Steve Wynn ran a very professional, he ran a very elegant casino. So I would say that was a era even then that I enjoyed personally. But I wouldn't mind working back in the mob days too, just to experience that a little bit. The casino days, just the Tangiers casino. That wouldn't be too bad.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Just
get
to
the
see what
rat
it was
pack
like.
in there, yeah.
Yeah, just to experience it once.
Yeah, is it keep your own tips back then, or?
Oh yeah,
I was like,
I think it was keep your own back then. Also, too, a lot of casinos too. Like my mom when she worked at Caesars, they used to be pit for pit too. So it would be a pits. It would be a tit. The whole pit was split amongst themselves. So
yeah. Well, there's a lot of comments, and I'm old now, so I can't really keep up. I'm like touch screening. I'm touch screening this too. Like I'm not even using a mouse anymore, so it's just like holy crap. All right. WSB Degen says tips on managing bankroll.
I would say I think as much as they see me online going crazy and stuff, but I think realistic, like real actual money on managing the bankroll. I think when you're playing like a lot of the different strategies or systems, maybe 2 or 3 losses. If you lose 2 or 3 times, move on. And of course, do not martingale.
I think there was some comments on martingale.
Yeah.
Bob says casinos open in California, limited capacity. Yeah, I do have some friends there. Hold on, let me turn off this banner because I'm getting slow. Jay, will you do the DP pressure? Your thoughts on the system? I think you're talking about that dice system that I just watched when they're talking about the don'ts.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the sheet or anything, but I think it would be something that I could probably have here in Edmonton. It's 345.
Okay.
Yeah, our max is only 1,000, so I don't know. I don't know if I could. I don't know, maintain that. I have another system that Mike and we had to heavily analyze back in the day. It was a high limit player that just gave it to us pretty badly over the span of 2 months, and I don't want to say it cost people's jobs or anything, but it was something that we ended up having to sit box, and we had to actually watch roll for roll and record roll for roll what was going on. So it's in the back of my mind. It's not a DP kind of system, but yeah, it's something that we've kind of talked about ever since leaving that casino. So yeah. Anyways,
you might have to show me sometime, sir.
When we visit, when that border is closed and we don't have to spend 2 weeks of our lives in in quarantine, absolutely, we're gonna go down there and we'll hang out with you and party it up. So
Raiders, VGK, showing me your crap system. Let's go.
That's a whole that's a whole week right there. Jeez.
Awesome.
Okay.
We can
Anyways,
into 3 days.
Derek says, always bet the Jasmine.
Jasmine is a slang for 7 in our community. So
okay.
All right. Something new.
Hey, Jason. Love your profile picture. You haven't changed a bit over the years, so needs to be a priority. It's a service industry in the end. Okay, so I guess we're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jason understands.
Yeah. For sure. I think we're all on the same page.
Can we ban Derek from your casino? Yeah.
Yes.
We can do that. Trevor, just pick one, and we can definitely make that happen. I was at casino last week. Stick was yelling at the other dealers on the table, waving his stick around, almost hitting them. You guys come across stuff like that? Yes. Yeah, Alex.
So my question for you guys, I'm going to turn around this way. Do you see a lot of disgruntled, burnt out dealers in Canada as well? Is it universal?
Yes.
Yes.
Mike,
Okay.
why don't you answer first? Because
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen kind of maybe the generation before ours and our generation kind of go by the wayside, and now the newer ones are definitely not happy. Even some of the older ones, they're not happy with a lot of things, a lot of the changes that were made in our casinos, a lot of the advancements that were made. I think you just see a lot of people just resenting their job now more than actually liking it or taking pride in it.
I see. Yeah, I would say, I mean, we see that. I don't know if it's because of the management thing. Like I said, we don't want to go into a rant or anything, but yeah, I mean, I see that quite often now, Mr. Ken. No, so the burnt out dealer slapping his stick around, seems to be one too many times more often now.
Right. You know what? Maybe the new dealers, the new robotic dealers. I'm not saying all of them because I'm not going to group them all as robotic. But you're an older dealer and you work hard. You hustle for tips. You laugh. You joke. You deal with some finesse, and then you see somebody else just slapping plastic. Like, why bother? Like, we're splitting the tips equally. So why am I going out of my way? I don't know.
That makes sense. Are all the casinos in Canada, are they pooled, I'm assuming? The tips are pooled?
So the majority are. If you're working late night, though, you kind of just keep our own amongst our little group, right? So we don't have to pool it with the rest of the floor. So, late night's been awesome. Not all casinos, though, now are 24 hours in the poker room. And the ones here in Alberta specifically, none of the casinos are 24 hours for the table games. So,
Now, my question to you guys: do you feel like keep your own or pit for pit, or let's even go keep your own? Do you feel like keep your own for all the casinos in general? Do you think that would be a solution for the less burnout?
Go ahead, Mike. I can answer too.
me first, yeah. That's a slippery slope. I don't mind that. I don't know how well that would work here, where we have a lot of quiet time. I mean, if you are stuck on a dead rotation for any reason, you're not making any money. You can be the greatest dealer in the world. I'd like to see it maybe split differently. Maybe pit for pit. That makes sense to me.
Okay. All right.
I think it's really difficult to do that around here, just because when you talk about revenue, the driving force right now is our you call it midi baccarat, we call it handheld baccarat up here.
Okay.
All our high limit players are really hardcore on that, and that's kind of where the majority of our drop is in our hold.
The squeeze game.
Yeah, and for tips though, it's poker. Like the poker rooms are driving a lot of the bigger casinos with our tips per hour, like more than doubling it. So I mean, to do KYO, then that's going to cause a huge stir with like the floor people, and this is the whole argument right now, because you got people that are like refusing to deal poker, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to deal poker anymore, but I'm still going to get like my pooled tips in there. So yeah. Slippery slope. Yeah,
it is. That's a tough one. It's a really tough one. I don't know if there's one black and white answer that we can figure out.
Yeah.
Well, any ideas you guys got for us? I mean, we're more than happy to take some input. Like I said, if that dream comes true and we can actually open our own casino here, I would love your guys' input.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead, Mike.
No, you first.
No, it's just, we always analyze this, and we've talked about this for years about, it's like, well, how about day people keeping day tips, night people keeping night tips? How about weekend people getting like weekend tips? Because they're the ones that are sacrificing the most, right? So like we, for the most part, like in our careers, like Mike and I, when we were working in a casino, your tips would be pooled over 2 days. So then you'd have like a Friday, Saturday, which would be pretty awesome. But then you'd also have like a Saturday, Sunday the week after, and then it would just be like crap. But those Sunday people were just like refusing to work weekends, and then they'd be still making a cut out of like the Saturday tips, right? So it's so hard to kind of set it up the way that you want to, where everybody is satisfied with it.
Yeah, no, I understand that because I remember one of the properties did a 7-day split, and then somebody had Saturday, Sunday off, or Friday, Saturday off. Of course, that was like the best days off in that situation. So I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I don't know. I don't know if there's one big blanket answer. I think Vegas is so much different than us, right? I mean, we don't have the tourism by a long shot, obviously. So I mean, ours is locally based. So we have our dead time. So
The local rags.
yeah,
Yep.
like
We had
Monday
one,
to
like-
Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're working day shift and you're spending a day shift. You have 30 people in the casino, maybe a little more. But I mean, obviously, it's not that busy. So, do you want to work that shift, or what do you want to work?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well,
It's like,
go
I
ahead.
guess it also just depends on the market, I guess, then is what you're saying, right, Mike?
I think so.
Although I'll disagree with you, Mike, because we do have one tourist casino, and that's the one in the mall, right? And then you could say not like Baccarat or not Baccarat, Grand Villa downtown, like where the Oilers play. That's the other one, but there hasn't been a lot of activity going on because the Oilers haven't made the playoffs for so long, or the only time that they've been having activity is just during concerts. But because of like COVID, there's a lot of crap that hasn't been happening there. But I say in like the next year, you're gonna have two pretty good casinos in this city that's going to cater to people like outside of town, right? So,
Right.
yeah. Anyways, couple comments here. Dave says, at Fallsview for 30 years dealing craps, bad attitudes. Yeah, I mean, you can. I took a hiatus from dealing. Like I started in '98 and then I came back, and yeah, I was a little more jaded for sure. 20 years later, because it's not the same, right? Like, it's the environment's the same. Like, how do you guys feel about that right now? What's so different now?
With regards to like the current climate, or like, I mean, it was actually quite interesting for Vegas though, because like when Vegas reopened, the tips have actually gone up. So it was actually, I think pre-COVID, so it's a little different. Pre-COVID, it was kind of like everyone's just going through the motion, right? It's kind of like lulls or whatever. And then I don't know what happened, but after casinos started reopening back in July and everything's going back, and the tips have actually gone up also too, because it was like less dealers, less players aside. But I think I agree with you guys to a certain extent. I just feel like I think the good news is that with regards to specifically Las Vegas is that I'm not sure how the casinos are in Toronto. I believe they're partially government owned. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So at least the ones here, a lot of them are controlled by corporations. It's like the MGMs, the Caesars and stuff. But now with like the Palms being bought by Sam Manuel, and there's some movement with some different casino operators, I think it's starting to break up the monopoly a little bit. So I think it's going to encourage a lot more competition, a lot more better offers for players. I think dealers are going to be more highly sought after now. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good thing for Vegas.
Right. Good. It sounds like it will be, and I hope it is.
Yeah. Agreed.
David says, hi, David. What's the best casino y'all have played at? And hi, Alex. I love you.
Thank you, DeSanti. What's the best casino you guys have ever played at?
Go ahead.
Me first. The best casino. Like in terms of winning, or just the casino that I thought was the best to play at?
Either or.
Okay.
Whatever's open for interpretation.
I loved playing at Atlantis in the Bahamas. It's such a nice casino and just a great resort. I think that's probably one of my favorite casinos in the world. And there's another casino in St. Petersburg that was equally as fun. It was awesome. Okay, I mean it was great. A little different, but they treated you high class, like it was old Vegas, right? Like they had,
Mhm.
you know, the gold plates around, and you know, handing out cigars. So that was amazing.
Wow, that sounds pretty nice. I'm gonna have to write that
Yeah.
down on my phone here. Hand out cigars when you walk in.
I,
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a P, but I can't remember the name of it. I got a casino chip from there. I'll try to look it up, but I can't remember the name of it for the life of me right now.
Okay. Yeah. The reason why I ask is my obviously it's weird because I'm born and raised here in Vegas, but my bubble hasn't been too much outside of the exploring casinos outside of Vegas. Hopefully, we're going to start doing that more now that we'll have a little bit more free time checking out some of the different casinos around the country. But yeah, it's like this is my bubble's only Las Vegas, which is weird.
Oh.
It's a huge bubble, though.
Yeah, it's a very big bubble, but still within my bubble.
Okay, Mike. So to answer Alex, then how about a Vegas casino? What's your favorite Vegas casino?
My favorite Vegas? Oh, you know what? I'd have to say Harrah's.
Harrah's. Okay.
Yeah. You know,
I bet Mike loves the Carnival Court.
I do. And you guys have a bartender named Adam there, and he is amazing. I don't know if he's still there, but he is absolutely amazing. But it was just fun, and the atmosphere was fun. The dealers were great with us. We just we were there for entertainment, and we played Pai Gow, and we were playing some baccarat and stuff like that. And it was just fun. They had fun with us, and the pit bosses had fun with us. So I mean, it was just. It was awesome. Every time that we went there, it was the same thing.
Nice.
So what about you, Alex?
You know what? It's actually kind of funny. The reason you said Harrah's, and I was going to mention Harrah's New Orleans, one of the few casinos I've been to outside of Las Vegas. I liked Harrah's New Orleans because it's different from Vegas. Maybe it's because it's different for me because, there's like kids everywhere. But in Harrah's New Orleans, they actually card you when you first walk in. So there's no kids anywhere in the casino. And then the other part too is we played craps, and my buddy turned a $18 into $1,200.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So that's like one of my favorite memories of that place. But yeah, I like that. I like the fact that it was like 21 and older. They card you right when you walk in, and my crap stories. It's actually quite nice. The casino and the hotel is separated. I don't know. It's quite different to me compared to Vegas. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
All right. Holy
Hey,
smokes.
you didn't answer.
Well, okay. If we're talking about like in the world, I guess it depends on the games too, but in the world, I guess Ushuaia in South America, I think it's Argentina there. So like while I was working the ships, we ended up going there. But the funny thing there was that the roulette game was so different. They weren't using like our standard chips. They had like these, I don't know, they look like saucers. They were like jetons.
Really?
Yeah, they were crazy. So then like the dude, he'd be like, you can't push these chips because they don't go on the felt. So he had to pick them up, and he was like airmailing them, and he was just like shooting them like Spider-Man, creating these stacks and shit. But the other thing was the game, like you'd place your bets, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, I am." He'd spin the ball, and then this he'd rip this ball, and the wheel would be going so fast, like you can't even see the numbers. The ball would drop, and then he'd put his hand in the wheel and stop it.
Oh wow!
Really?
And he'd be like 17 black, and you'd be like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, dude put his hand in the wheel and stopped it. I was like, "What?" Yeah. So that was my favorite casino because of it was just so different, and I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." Also, like they were actually declaring bankruptcy the country, so like we ended up going to Brazil, but then on the way back, it wasn't 1-to-1 anymore. It was like 7-to-1. So then we were like all ballers because like 100 US was like 700 there.
Oh, nice. The exchange rate.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, can we go to the second floor now? Yes. Come on in. Come play. So yeah, it was awesome. Okay. And then my Vegas, it's a toss up. I mean, I like MGM because like that's the only place where I could play tiles, and they were really nice to me. Aria was nice too, obviously. But MGM, for some reason, they've always like given me comps and stuff, so I can't like ever be mad at them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But Mike and I mean, like we still remember like Imperial Palace days when we were like 21.
Oh, Imperial Palace.
Going with
Just
like, yeah, 20. It's like hopefully this $20 is gonna last on craps. You know, it's only a $3 table. And then it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
3 rolls later, it's like, yeah, you're out.
No, that's like the one thing I want to thank Caesar's Palace for doing, because they turned, Imperial Palace at the end was pretty dumpy. For them to turn into the link, what was the quad and it turned to the link?
The quad,
The
yeah.
link's actually quite a nice property compared to what it was at the end there. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Imperial Palace.
Yeah, we have that was the first trip that we ever went on, and yeah, you should see
Yeah.
like some of the pictures were just ridiculous, which I will show you guys in upcoming episodes here. Because Mike, I found some really good pics of you. So
Oh no.
I was wearing a Washington Capitals jersey of all things, and I don't
you
have hair. I had hair, and it was like penis cut, so it was all blonde and like yeah, it was all messed up, man, messed up. Memorable.
A great trip though.
Yeah. Bob, I like to engage with dealers. Usually I talk a few times and start with a banter. If they're not receptive, I usually leave or stop talking. Do you have any comments about that, Alex, about kind of the attitude of dealers nowadays? And
One of the things we teach the students at the dealer school is you're a chameleon. What I mean by that is I've had players before where you get on the game and it's like, hey, how's everyone doing? And then certain players will be like, just dummy up and deal. Okay, dummy up and deal. Sometimes you have some players that want to interact with you and talk and have fun, And also it's gone both ways too. The guy that told me to dummy up and deal, he was probably like one of my best tippers. So that's one of the things I really try to promote to the students is you just have to follow whatever the player wants. That's how you're going to make money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Some really good questions, guys. Thanks for putting them up there. I just had one for the two of you. I like asking this one. Okay, if you could only work one rotation for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'll give you like a 3-table rotation.
Oh, okay. You're talking about like tables. I thought you meant shift. I was
Nope,
like,
dealing.
immediately my head was like not graveyard. Okay,
Nope.
perfect.
Oh, no.
Okay, if I could work one rotation for the rest of my life,
Yep.
probably it would be, man, when I worked at the Win, there was always like a $25 minimum. Like there was like two $25 minimums and like $100 minimum blackjack game at the Win. That's like my favorite, like the $100 blackjack game. That was a lot of fun to deal that. It was a stand on all 17 blackjack game, 6-deck shoe. That was a lot of fun. Plus also too, $25 minimum roulette game, all nickels inside. So that was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yep. How about you guys?
Mike?
Does craps count as one rotation or?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a full rotation.
Well, you don't have to do the full rotation, Mike. It's whatever your schedule is set up. So
Not craps.
just
A
craps.
busy craps table.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Now, Mike, would you just do? Would you actually rotate or just a stick or just a base?
No, I'd rotate. I like to rotate.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't rotate you. I just put you on stick the whole time.
I
And
know
be
you
like,
would.
yeah, that's your favorite rotation. Hey, yeah, stick.
Now, if I could interject here, if I really wanted to be lazy, Alex, I would just be the mucker the rest of my life.
See, there, that was the answer I was looking for. I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm probably gonna do Paigal tiles, but not the dealing part. I'm just gonna do the watching part because we had that on our tables where one person watched while the other one dealt. So that's one. The other one would just be mucking on roulette, and then the third one would probably be base one on craps. That would be my rotation.
Oh, there you
45.
go.
Yep. Hour on, 20 off. Give me that too. So,
All right, that's not bad.
well, it's better than just being on stick the whole shift, right?
I like
Anyways.
that. Being a shadow the rest of your life, that'd be perfect.
All right. Wow. Holy cow, guys! Thanks for all the comments here. I can't get to all of them. I'm sorry. We've only got an hour and a half here, so. Rob says, I know Alex and his choices. What about the hosts? What are your favorite games to play? Okay. Did we answer that? We didn't answer that yet.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we've had that yet. But me personally, I always love playing Paigal. I find it fun, and it's kind of you can turn off your brain and just play and push and drink. That's that's what you can do. And dice. Like I mean, me a good dice table. I love playing dice.
Yeah.
My wallet doesn't agree with me, but I like playing it.
How about you, Jay?
For me, I do love dice as well. It's been different though. Like since my trips to Vegas with Lindsay, she's more like a hardcore. I need like let's do this. Let's play dice and then let's get out of here. But I'm okay sitting on like a blackjack table and like just drinking. And for me, if it was about just kind of stretching my money out, I would go and I'd play tiles, just because. Yeah, I mean, like, and the whole thing with comps, right? Because I'd be betting like $100. I'd bet 5 for the dealer. I'd let them hold 2, and I just try to pray for pushes the whole time, right? Because I don't have that much money, so I'm like, oh, please push. So then, like, when the guy comes, I'd be like, okay, press my bet. Yeah, he's right.
Oh yeah, of course. Right when the supervisor's walking by, I like that.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, when you come to Vegas, there was a place that it's a local casino. They used to have $5 pie gow. So when you come to Vegas, I might have to take you there because I used to go there back in my college days. You used to be able to give the cocktail waitress, it's a local casino. You give her a shot and a beer for $5, and you just get absolutely demolished because you'd be like $40 in. You got 8 shots, 8 beers.
I'm in.
You're in? Okay,
I'm
perfect.
in.
And then, Jay, when you come to Vegas, I'll have to take you to a place where there's cheap pie gow tiles. I think that the Palace Station has pie gow tiles. I think it's like $15 minimum. I think it's 15.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take you there, man.
Yeah,
That works.
only if my wife allows it, because that's the only thing that keeps me away from those games right now. So
We'll tell her it's a business trip. It's okay.
Yeah, so we're collaborating. We're collaborating.
whose stag is it? That's the only time I can go, when it's somebody's stag. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
the bachelor party. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Mine's coming up eventually. I'm gonna propose to my girlfriend soon, so we'll use that as the catalyst.
oh sweet.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll DJ your wedding. How about that?
Perfect deal.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Yeah, I haven't proposed to her yet, but I'm working on it right now. So
All right.
yeah, we had to, because of COVID and getting this space open, but now that we can move forward, so I'll send you the invite, Jay.
Yes. I have my gear here. I'm ready to DJ at school.
Sounds
Let me
good.
know.
I won't do the fog machine.
Okay, inside joke. Yeah, no, Mike. For one of our casino friends, I told him to like control the fog machine. He set off the alarm because he just kept
perfect.
pressing the button for so long. I was like, you're just supposed to do like little spurts, but no, it was all like foggy in the room and everything. So good. Anyways, Freeform Maggie says, time to explore and embrace the concept of California card craps and roulette. Yeah. Are those? Do you feel like those games are going to survive? Do you feel like Dice is going to come in and be official in these states that don't have it yet?
Yes. So because of COVID, a lot of the different states, with the compacts and everything that they have set up, they're allowing Indian casinos to go class 3 now. So as I'm sure you heard, Arizona, Florida, they're going class 3. So I have a feeling now that all these different states before that were card rooms. I'm not sure about California. California, I feel like they got other priorities to take care of, but it seems like a lot of states around the country now are going class 3. So it seems more likely you're going to see more craps and roulette everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry, before I move on that note, what are your thoughts on the electronic? I'm not saying stadium betting, because it's a little different, but the whole thing about like electronic craps just came out there not that long ago. Like, what's your opinion on that and how it's going to affect, kind of like, I don't want to say our jobs, but like kind of like the casino industry and the art of dealing? I think it's really important.
It's a good question. So, like the question is it like the inner block? Let's say, for example, like craps. Is it like the inner block one? You have the individual one, or the bubble craps, or both of them in general?
I want to say in general, but here, this one, the one that kind of arrived in Harris, we're talking about this.
The roll to win.
Yeah.
Okay. So the roll to win craps. So that one's a ruse, right? It's like a all LED one. If you're into raves, that's definitely the craps game for you. So it's super bright. So here's the thing: is like one of our casino manager friends. There's a couple of different issues. Like, the minimum wage is rising. So like in other states, if the minimum wage is rising, that's their solution. If they don't have a lot of craps action, they have to switch to that one. That's one of the reasons why. In my opinion, I personally would not play that. I would play with the real dealer, real game. I know that's their solution for throwing the dice, but for me personally, I'm not a big fan of those. Now the ETG ones, like the bubble craps or the interblock ones, like those ones where it's like press the button,
Yep.
those ones, I feel like those are no threat. Um, at least in Vegas, I'm not sure how it is in the Canadian. I think I saw a picture somewhere on Facebook or whatever. It was like the whole stadium thing. I mean, I feel like I've heard that it's taken away quite a bit of dealer jobs. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a sense.
In a
However,
sense,
yeah. However, I mean, it's a different kind of animal up here, just because of like the way our gaming is regulated.
mm-hmm.
Um, like in our province, it's heavily regulated. It's 50% of the revenues go to the charities. So, I mean, the government has a really big say in what goes on here. So there isn't a lot of like wiggle room for the operators to, be innovative.
Yeah.
And it's an oversaturated market too. So there's a lot of competition, amongst casinos and amongst like getting staff and paying them properly. There's two casinos unionized in the province. The rest aren't. There's the First Nations casinos. So then like anything that's kind of like, it's separate from the actual like the rest of the casinos. They have a little bit more. They get a little more money given back to them, right? So it goes to their First Nations and everything else. So then they have a little more opportunity to do a lot more with marketing, for example, and provide a better experience for the casino, the casino patrons that come in. So it's kind of uneven when we talk about like how systems are here. And yeah, so I mean, honestly, like it's so difficult to kind of see like what's going to happen, with employment when we go back, just because of the fact that we've been closed for so long now. The first time we went back, our tips were huge, right? I didn't go back personally, but they wanted me to come back. I was working once a month, and I'm like, don't you have other people to call? You should call me last. And they're like, no, we need people right now. So they were hurting for like employment. They would hire anybody at the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, right? And that's kind of why, like, I love having you on, because it's like, Vegas, they're going, to kind of like the masks are coming off, and now like there's some progression. We're not even close to that yet. So,
I think the one thing I want to press to you, Jay and Mike, is that COVID, it's funny because like before like for example, Vegas was like experimenting with the idea of stadiums and, like, oh yeah, or also companies too during COVID work from home and all this sort of stuff, all digital, right? And I think COVID actually taught us that even though we are interacting digitally, I think also too in general, I think people when they go to the casino, they want to interact with the human. They don't want to interact with the machine. They don't want to, like conventions. A lot of it's still that human interaction, right? We're stuck at home, or we're still stuck at home, depending on where you're at. I feel like I think things are going to go back to the way. I think things are going to take a turn for the better for everybody. I think, like for example, Vegas, more dealers, more more casino games open, more because that was a driving force too during COVID when we reopened. It wasn't shows, it wasn't buffets, it wasn't it was really the casino floor. So I feel like that's one of the things I feel like not just Vegas, everywhere, where it's like less to the ETG stadium stuff and more of the actual dealer.
Right. And, I think technology has its place in certain instances, but I think most people do prefer, I think the gamblers that I know prefer the personal touch, the one-on-one dealer or the table with other players. They just prefer the live dealing other than the electronic stuff.
Yeah. And one of the things I want to press you guys as well is another interesting thing too, is like both my parents, they retired early because of COVID. So the workforce right now, it's all fun and games, but once Resorts World's open, all the casinos are pretty much screwed. Like they're already short dealers now. Pre-COVID, there were short 3,000 dealer jobs in the state of Nevada. And
Wow.
Once Resorts Worlds opens, that's going to be an even bigger problem, because guess what? People like my parents that were like in their early 60s, that were like on the cusp of retiring, retired early. So I think that's another interesting aspect for you guys too. It's like, yeah, it's all fun and games, but once everything reopens, they're like, oh shit, we're short dealers. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. I might as well say it now. I think what you're doing is super important to the industry, and I'm really happy that you have a business and it's thriving. And, I know it just opened, but still, it's really important for a lot of people to understand that you're providing an environment where you can actually give an opportunity for someone to have a job, and it's something that they can have like forever. Um, if I was in Vegas and I like was part of like a casino, I would pay you to train dealers, and I think that's how it needs to be at some point, in order for the like people being like the casinos being short staffed, in order to resolve that. I think there's just too much shit going on there. I think dealer schools are super important. I think people need to get jobs that sense. The other thing that I wanted to say was that it's super important what you're doing for the industry, because you're providing a platform not just for the dealers but for the players as well. And like, I know how it is now, and we just talked about it before about being all jaded and everything. It's true, right? A lot of the people I work with don't want to teach somebody new, how to play the game. And I think you're providing a nice environment for someone to come in and ask the questions that they want to ask and learn the game at their own pace, and not feel like intimidated by other players or dealers or whatnot. And, feel comfortable like where they are, and, just have that opportunity to actually ask the questions and play without, being told they're stupid. Right.
Yep.
So
I appreciate that. David, the whole team and I, we press on like customer service. That's one of the things. Pressing customer service. Once again, realistic expectations when they come in here. I think that's the biggest thing. Is like, as much as I joke around like the meme of Alex, like me being like crazy and over the top, but the biggest thing is just like people coming in, learning etiquette. That's the other thing too. Teaching people how to tip, right? It's surprising. People come into Casino Quest and they have no idea how to tip.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing, is teaching them how to tip, showing them like how to actually play the game, what's realistic. The other side for the dealers too is coming in and it's like, hey, this is what you're going to deal with on the game. It works out for Casino Quest too, because some of the students are not brand new, but like, let's say for example, you're a DICE student and you're about 2 weeks away from your audition. They actually can come and intern at Casino Quest, and guess what? They're actually dealing to YouTube fans, which obviously aren't going to stroke you. They're not throwing out some $500 horn high, parlay.
Yeah.
It's all realistic stuff, because they're trying to learn the basic bets like Iron Cross and those types of skills that you need. So when you go to the casino, you're not as traumatized on your first day. I don't know how it was for you guys on your first day, but I joke around about the story. But when I first started dealing, I was like sweating and shaking, and then when I saw my first green chip, I'm like just like dying inside. So I'm just trying to bridge the gap between the players and the dealers, between both businesses, David and I.
That's awesome. It's an amazing thing you're doing, and keep it up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah, and also it doesn't just kind of stay in Vegas. It also like extends, because the people that you're training or like you're doing the learn to plays with, a lot of them are tourists, right? So then they'll go back to like their cities and they'll play, and then now they understand the proper etiquette, and that's the thing. Like we get people that go there in Vegas and they come back to Edmonton, and then now they know how to play the game, right? Because you taught them. Now they know the etiquette. Now they know to tip, right? And then now they don't have to feel like bad about like them coming in if they're like hammered asking questions and shit, and you're like, oh man, like we're almost closed. Do we really want to do this? And the whole thing about like how the attitude is and how it's different, right? I think you're generating like the action, and just like kind of maintaining players, having them come to like, all over the world. They go back to their casinos, and now we have like an opportunity to kind of generate revenue and have more action at our games back home. So
yeah, it's like I was telling you guys, it's all about the long-term game. That's one of the things we always, in our business meetings, people we interact with, are you about the short game or the long game? I'm not interested in what I can make money off of a month from now. It's what we can do as a city, as an industry. That's more important to us.
Yeah.
Holy crap, we are an hour in already. I did want to show this one picture that she kind of sent over to me. If you can kind of give me an explanation of it,
Sure.
Everybody watching. Bam.
Sure. Perfect. So that was me at the Cosmopolitan when I worked there. And you can tell by the layout, it says Cosmopolitan. It's actually, there's a lot going on in that picture. One, I had hair. That was number one. I just started losing my hair like a year ago. My parents say it's because of stress. I say it's because of genetics, but whatever. So that's number one. Number two, that was like, I'm like 24 or whatever. That's just like, that was like the evolution of me. I'm very like topical, very boisterous. Always want to have a good time. And then also too, you can see the floor supervisor absolutely hates me. You can just tell by the expression on her face. You can just look in the lady with the blonde highlights in the back. You can tell she just absolutely hates me. And she, at the time too, it's different too, because I was like 2010 or whatever when I worked at Cosmos, like almost 10 years ago. Now it's different. Social media in the casinos is not really a thing. It still kind of isn't, but it's starting to evolve a little bit with all these like casino content creators. But at that time, taking pictures, that was a big no-no still. So
yeah, so I'm kind of surprised that you got a photo in there, and that's pretty funny too.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, yeah, who cares? Just take a picture and post.
And
oh well.
yeah, and we all have that floor person that we've worked with as well. So
Yeah.
And if you don't know who that is, then look in the mirror, because there's one in every casino.
Yeah. Always. That was always my thing when I was like, even life, everything. I'm always like not rocking the boat completely, but just a little bit, just to push the initiative a little bit.
All right, so just some more comments here. David says, no love for Jerry's Nugget.
Oh, do you guys know what Jerry's Nugget is? Okay. So if you know downtown, it's like another 5-minute drive north of downtown. We joke around because Jerry's Nugget's like it's one of the lower limits. It's a working man's casino. They have a $3 dice game. And you could basically, we joke around because you got to take your knife to the casino for self-defense.
Is this in Fremont or?
So downtown, like that's Fremont. It's like another 5 minutes. It's in North Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like in the hood part of town, a little bit north, on the other side of the freeway. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Bob says, love Harris. Ellie, shout out to Young and Chong at the Baccarat Pit. You two kill it.
I appreciate it, guys, but I actually have to close this early. I got to head out soon. So.
Oh, yeah. No worries. Okay. Just make sure we have a couple more here.
Okay.
All right. Let me just ask. Mike, do you have any final questions here? I know.
Oh, no, you know what? I'm great. Alex, thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule and your awesome new job that you started to talk to us. It was an amazing experience. I think this has been one of my favorite episodes that I've been on. So thank you for your time.
I just want to thank you guys for inviting me. Appreciate it. I got to get back to work at Casino Quest, get back on the floor here. Okay. But anytime you guys want to do Casino Quest stories with any of the staff, I'll reach out to them.
Absolutely. Thank you for being our special guest for the month. And hopefully everything goes well there, and we hope to see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alex, see you soon.
Can we get
Thank you very much, guys.
Can we get
Appreciate
one more ho yeah?
Oh yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex.
Take care, guys.
Bye.